Many of those power structures, like capitalism, abuse men too, right? Abso-freaking-lutely. But the reason that you're able to keep it going is the promise of, well, if every man gets to privately own and use a woman for his needs, his pleasure, to vent out his anger, all of that at home, well, then they're much less likely to rise up against the capitalists abusing them. They'll just transfer the abuse when they get home. That's how we keep the social order. So, and this is really clear, like how systems of supremacy like co-create together, right? Capitalism and patriarchy co-create together, right? So capitalism and patriarchy are co-creating there. And men will tolerate the abuse from capitalists and the state and whoever, so long as they can get a woman to use for pleasure and profit, and who cannot enact boundaries or consequences against him. That's how you maintain the hierarchy of suffering and extraction, right? And it's tolerable as long as there's someone beneath you, right? So with all of that context in mind, of course, in the 1960s and 70s, as women liberation movements and civil rights for Black people, disabled people, and everyone were winning these victories and enacting social change, of course, there would be a mandate to recalibrate our social investments. The pool of indentured labor from women and Black people no longer freely available as property for extraction. So yeah, we need to readjust our investments. You have to invest in what you were extracting before. And that's why I think childcare is such a strong representation of the nexus of all of these power struggles. It was women's job to raise children alone outside of social support so that she would produce fully formed adults, future workers for the state to use and for capitalists to use without having to invest in their development, right? Right, so this is why patriarchy is fundamentally dysfunctional, because it's about extraction, not stewardship, and eventually that will collapse on itself, okay? And so patriarchy has only really been dominant for like 5,000 years or so. During prehistory, most human societies were more matriarchally oriented, okay? And so matriarchy is not patriarchy, but with women dominating. No. Matriarchy centers family and community investments on serving the needs of babies and children and rising generations.